All right, so this is probably one of the most important videos about right-of-way. And this is something that's not covered clearly in the book, but it's something that you need to learn with experience, but I'm going to lay it out here for you, so hopefully you can shorten that learning curve. Okay, so what do I mean and what's going on here? So we're coming up to intersection to make a right turn, and as we're approaching, we realize the light in front of me is red. Okay, so let me draw the red light so we're super clear about this. The light is red. Okay, so I'm coming up, this is me, coming up to make this right turn. I need to first do what? I need to make a full stop. Now, my light is red. You have to ask yourself, who could have the green right now? Because someone at this intersection has the green light. There's a few scenarios. Usually, at a smaller intersection, where we've got a light in both directions, usually if I have the red, then the cross traffic here might have the green. But you have to ask yourself, if they're stopped here as well, then somebody else might be getting an advance arrow right now, right? So I'm going to walk you through this again slowly, because this gets confusing at the intersection. I've come up to stop here. My light either just went red or it's been red for a while. So I should be thinking, well, it's red, and I'm looking over to the left to see if these guys are going to start going. But instead I see they're already stopped or they're coming up to stop. And if they're coming up to stop, why is it that my light is not quickly changing back to green, right? If it's not quickly changing back to green as they're coming up to stop, I should be thinking somebody else here has the advance arrow. Now, if these guys are coming up to stop, that means their light just recently changed to red. And so it would stand to reason, if mine is not changing to green, the guys beside me, the ones in the left turn lane, and the guys right across from me are getting their advance. So if these people are turning right, then I shouldn't turn right with them, right? So it could be the cross cars from us that are getting an advance, in which case we don't want to make a right turn at the same time as them, as they may turn wide into our lane of interest. So as we come up to make this right turn, we would be turning into the first available lane. If this guy's getting an advance, he should be going into this lane. But oftentimes you'll find people on the road, they don't care, they just go wherever they feel like. So if I try to make this turn as these people are getting their advance, it might be a situation where we're interested in the same lane, and then it would be a sticky situation for me because I had the red light. What does the red light mean? I don't have priority at this intersection right now. Okay? Now, it could also be these people here taking a left turn, right? So it could be the cross traffic that is getting an advance arrow. How can you be sure? Look over to the left and you might be able to see their traffic control signal. If you can visibly see the green arrow, then you might have a small opportunity to make a right turn after you've made your full stop here and you've shoulder checked right to make sure there's no one riding up alongside you in your blind spot. You might get a chance to make a right turn as these people are making their left turn. So again, where can I find out what their light is doing? Sometimes, not always, if you look over to the left, you might be able to see a green arrow for them. If you see a green arrow right now, and you see these guys making a left turn, okay, great, they're kind of protecting me right now, right, from these cars. So as long as I've got a green arrow and I've shoulder checked right and I've made my full stop at the stop line prior to this, then I can make the right turn, okay? And if these guys are making a left, of course, these guys in this lane might be making a left, which these guys don't really matter to us right now. It's primarily we're looking for this maneuver. So long story short, if you're coming up to the red light, you have to be able to answer who has the green light right now. If you cannot answer that question, you're not permitted to turn right on a red light, at least not on my watch. Okay, so again, as you're coming up here, you stop at a red light, you shoulder check right. If pedestrians are not coming up to use this crosswalk in front of you, and there's no sign prohibiting you from making a right turn at the intersection, come up to this edge here and try to figure out what's happening with the cross traffic. If the cross traffic is getting a green light and they're coming through, then so be it. I have a red light. It means I don't matter at this intersection. I'll wait till there's a safe gap in this traffic and then I'll proceed. But if I come up to this intersection and I stop fully, shoulder check right, come up to this line, look over to the left and go, hey, wait a minute, these guys are slowing down to stop or they're already stopped. Then I need to ask myself, is it the guys across from me making a left turn? If they're getting a left turn advance right now, I don't want to turn with them because I might collide into them. On top of that, once these guys clear, once they're finished with their advanced light, guess who's going to get the green? It's called an advanced light, right? So usually it's going to be me that's going to get the green. And you might think, great, I'll just go then. And maybe, maybe not. There might be a pedestrian standing at this corner waiting for their walk signal or from this side, right? And so once their advance is done here, very often our light will turn to green, but so will the crosswalk signal. And so then I have to watch out for the pedestrians stepping out this way and stepping out this way, okay? So this is why making a right turn at a red light without stopping and just winging it is an automatic fail on the road test, because there's no possible way you can come up and quickly roll and make this turn without having made the correct assessment and with having checked everything that is required to be checked at this intersection, including after your full stop, shoulder checking right for that blind spot, coming up forward if there's no pedestrians to check carefully to the left, figuring out who's got the green, and then checking again to my blind spot before I make the right turn. So it's quite involved, but the takeaway from this particular video is that when you come up to a red light, you have to be able to answer who could have the green if I have the red. Okay? If you're not sure about this, go to an intersection and sit there with a cup of coffee and at a big intersection like this and figure out when does the light turn to green for me after it's turned to red, and in between that time, who gets the green.